Hi, Kitty. Hi, everyone. So, let's play some more Endwalker. I guess this is Endwalker after story. But, yeah. The post content. What's up, Gaming Wayne? Of all the brilliant machine building machines, why does we get stuck with the rude one? Beyond this portal, you'll find a research area constructed for the purposes of collecting data on the new star. You may proceed with caution to the star from there. Have me impressed. I didn't know before about this. That's one that made all this. Now look sharp, Forky. Okay, F4 research. Let's go. Hang on. I got this. I have to be wish hard enough to tell about us all over the new star. That's odd. Faster than light travel initialized. Calibrating coordinates. It's kind of crazy. Doesn't seem to be a whole lot there. If Ultima Thule was governed by sentiment, does that mean this huge thing came straight from someone's heart? Initializing scans of planet surface and core. Environmental scans inconsistent with data from previously reported planets. No signs of civilization detected. This unit can only assume this star is entirely new. Unlike anything seen before, huh? Energy alert from the last threads. Beep, boop, boop, beep, boop, 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 boop. Ahem. This unit will now transmit directly from Stigma 4. Emergency alert. Customers designated Patron 001 and Patron 002 resisting delivery of sustenance. Weapons have been drawn. Please advise. Resisting? What in the world did you serve them? As proposed by the flea-ridden manager. Staff first attempted to provide patrons with locally rendered carrots. These were rejected as not food. Cordola oil and umbercone grease were also rejected, despite databases indicating these substances fulfill 95% of the criteria for designation as food. Words unsuitable for transmission were also issued forth from patrons at this time. The torrent of verbal abuse activated the Guardian's moderator filters, causing it to set weapons systems to purge. Our remaining units have withdrawn behind available cover. Projections indicate 99.9783% chance of failure, should further arbitration be attempted by current staff. Management support requested. I sort of expected this. After all, artificial carrots just aren't right. Where's the fresh and juicy crunch? Where's the slight aftertaste of dirt? This may sound far-fetched, but perhaps they don't like carrots. I don't know why anyone would bother putting other things in their mouth when there are perfectly good carrots lying around. But very well. I suppose we'll need to concoct some sort of nutritious admixture. Data indicates the cultivation prospects in Ultima Thule are abysmal. To manufacture ingredients would require a dedicated production plant. Given the fate of our aforementioned carrots, it simply will not do. But what of this new star? Couldn't it be used to cultivate fresh culinary ingredients we need? I can see it now. Our customers come sentiment upon tasting the most delicious and nutritious cuisine they've ever tasted. Oh, the sight should delight me as much as 100 carats of happiness, at least. Oh. We're just wishing for food and it appears? Man, if only it worked that way, right? Goodness me. Scanning soil. Acidity, moisture content, temperature within acceptable parameters. And the captain of my policy is simply begging for cultivation. Indeed, analysis indicates that 56.2% of cultivars registered to database during prior conflicts with organic civilizations would be suited to this environment. Did this star just grant my wish? I suppose, given the nature of this place, it's not unreasonable to believe that the residual energies from the Tian's nest could have coalesced into a new star. Know that said star could be susceptible to emotion as the rest of dynamics around here. This theory is excessively convenient, but the data does not contradict it. You're right, it is convenient. Their ability to insult me, even when in agreement, never ceases to amaze. Fortunately for you, I have better things to do than bicker with a bucket of bolts right now. Oh, magics of creation, feel the craving deep within my soul and grant me endless carrots. Oh. Perhaps gluttony does not qualify as an emotion. Bugger, yet I hope so, Cafe do apparently. Unlike my however sincere visions of carrots specifically, the intangible hope for potential future took form as tillable earth. In which case, perhaps the joy of his as yet unrealized possibility is the key of success here. What shall we call it? Elysium, a joyful land where all hopes may come to rest. The mythology at work here remains alien to this unit, but the overexcited organism's speculation has merit. Dynamics has been demonstrated to make the impossible possible. However, the data also shows that it will lend itself as easily to ill as to good. If the beings of Ultima Thule succumb to despair once more, the consequences will be dire. This unit does not need to run the calculations to be sure. Oh, well, boiled nut carrots, I forgot about the customers. We must attend to them with all haste, lest they warp the nature of this star. Yeah, take care of it. In the travel of the last host. Last host to airport. Please, if you would just sit down for a nice calming cup of tea. As if you would... Let's try again. As if we would fall for your ruse a second time. That food you served us made me long for the days of chewing a boot in the trenches. Deeply though it pained me, I must agree. It was the least palatable vegetable I've ever seen, wartime or no. If I die, my blood is on your hands. Oh, heavens, we can't have this. We only wish to satisfy our customers, and to bring them joy, so that they may never again fall to despair.
What dishes would bring you joy, if I may ask?
Everything we typically eat, from beans to beef, is manufactured according to the specifications. I cannot begin to guess it. I'll take anything even approaching normal at this point. Perhaps a salad to cleanse the palate of that horrid oil. As long as there are none of these genetically modified logs in it this time.
I see. 2 salads with completely organic ingredients. Coming right up.
I said something.
Oh, but surely Pietro can do something about that. You're a botanist, aren't you? Surely there must be some manner of edible flora around here, inconspicuous though it may be. And I dare say local ingredients are something of a conversation starter, so that could be the next step toward our patrons resolving their differences. And wouldn't that be lovely?
Yeah, sure, I can take care of it.
You need only relax and wait. We'll serve you a delicious dinner yet.
Reluctantly reviewing natural resource database. Ding! Promising nodes located. Onions growing in the Riatara area show acceptable nutrient composition. Database indicates they may also provide desired flavor to an impending salad.
All right. You do that. We'll see if we can't scrounge up a few more ingredients from our stores. Although I still can't imagine why I won't prefer other foodstuffs to carrots. I must admit, I find this culinary experimentation rather invigorating.
Okay, prime alien onion thing. And we have a society quest. So all 3 societies. I was wondering if there was going to be only 2 this time around, but we've luckily found the 3rd. Now, I believe I have been here before. I had tried to harvest from here before, and it only had crystals. That's because the prime alien onions were not to be found. Well, based on Omicron and travel from there, because that's close. Not a lot closer, really closer. The return of allied lifeform Pieter is most welcome. This unit can only hope that the other organic lifeforms will now cease their whining. There you go. Quantity and quality of provided ingredients exceed expected parameters.
Oh, yours, maybe. I know Pieter will go above and beyond. Now, time to put these greens to the test.
Needless to say, I fear for my life, but now that you've gone so much trouble, I suppose I should try it. An astoundingly robust spectrum of flavor and texture. I was unaware that food could possess such pleasant complexity. Mass-produced dishes pale in comparison. Watch your tongue. The global community served world hunger throughout the automation, you know. You lot would have scurvy thrust over without it. Still, I must admit the flavor's unique. Though we replicated a wide variety of cultivars in our factories, just as many were consigned to history. I see now what a loss that was. There's an appeal to having a freedom to choose what you eat, is there not? I recognize the validity of your world hunger argument. Perhaps there's room for both perspectives at this table. It is a peculiar way to observe. Our haste to elevate one at the expense of the other has not served us well in the past. Odd words to hear from a freedom fighter, but not wrong.
Oh, that's the spirit. I'm certain the two of you have plenty in common if you're willing to hear each other out. In the meantime, why not help us with the gardening? Release some of that pent-up energy you've been shouting at each other all the time. Think about it. It's an honest, non-violent work. The more you grow, the more new flavors you can experience. We have a patch of land on the new star with your names on it. Oh, your patron designations anyway. What do you say?
I cannot claim I'd be happier in the battlefield. I fought in the name of peace, till there was not left a right, or to fight for. There has to be a better way. Maybe in safeguarding life rather than taking it. I'll find out what that is.
All right.
I hesitate to align my efforts to that of a global citizen. It is true that we must now have the freedom to choose a better future. All right. Very well, I'll put on my arms and travel a different path this time around. And it's a truce. Let's plant some vegetables.
Oh, I smell hope. It smells like carrots of happiness, if you're wondering. Perhaps Elysium can smell it too.
Inconclusive, 80% nonsensical. However, possibilities resulting from this unlikely alliance approach the infinite.
I suppose that means we'll have to go and see for ourselves. Well, come along then, patrons.
All right. Success. Take a stay of 4. Despite the small yet the statistically significant chance that they're being greeted by hostiles, the native life forms have sent Patron 001 and Patron 002 ahead to Elysium. This unit suggests we make haste in confirming what effects, if any, their emotions have wrought on the star. Yeah, we'll find out. What the heck is?
Oh. They're growing some stuff. Weird alien stuff.
The Elysians' heartfelt hopes for a peaceful future have taken form as resplendent gardens. Nevertheless, much of the newborn star remains into a blank canvas. What are their hopes for the power of Dynamis bring to life? I like. Dynamis-based alterations to the local environment exceed all but the most improbable of projections. Data from prior cultivations indicates that organic customers will be pleased with the vegetation available for consumption. This unit proposes a temporary retreat to A4 Research to discuss future salads and salad-adjacent matters. Salad-adjacent. Back to the research. All management units are present. This unit will now run multiple cognitive simulations of the last drag's future.
Yeah, and?
Analysis complete. Simulations suggest that further cultivation of reconstructed life forms and changes to the nature of Elysian will both be beneficial in increasing future customer satisfaction. Overall, friendly interaction appears key to the success of Last Drag's objectives, which are vital to the ongoing mission, to live.
In other words, if we continue to value our patrons, our cafe will become an ever-growing source of joy.
This unit would not make such a fanciful projection, but nonetheless agrees with the general trajectory proposed. The ongoing assistance of allied lifeform Pieter will also be invaluable. Will you continue to act as a management unit?
Count this unit in.
Your cooperation is appreciated. In preparation for the next phase of operations, this unit proposes strategically repositioning Matrix Stigma 4 to this location, that it may better assist in coordinating planetary and cafe objectives. Transmission of orders will commence at your signal.
Yep.
Retro thrusters on cooldown, initiating Matrix installation. Speaking of which, we have one more installation to attend to. Hold still.
So, speaking of which, we have one more installation to attend to. Hold still, N7000.
Can I put a hat on him? An apron? Bunny ears, of course.
Perfect. Now I can tell which Omicron the unit and cells will be coming from. It also signifies your role in its operation quite well, does it not?
Crude, yet effective. This unit will consent to wearing the large-eared lifeform's primitive accessory.
Now, my royal crew, to work. The possibilities are infinite. So, there's much to be done.
Yes. Society quest complete. The Last Dregs Society quest unlocked. Your reputation has increased to friendly. You've achieved friendly reputation with the staff and patrons of the Last Dregs. Omicron Society quests are now available from Stigma 4 and A4 Research. Furthermore, you can now access the wider selection of wares from Omicron N0598. Voices of a Distant Server. Oh, wow. We're over 2 million. The Last Drake's performance is currently satisfactory, but analysis indicates that a focus on spreading awareness of the cafe's presence would yield even greater results. Therefore, you are requested to make use of your vocal aperture to engage in persuasive conversation with other life forms and secure their patronage. Commencing operation, propagandize plebeians. 2 likely locations of patron encounter have been marked on your map. Venture forth and return victorious. According to verbal testimony of the malodorous manager, delicious and unique coffee is a vital component to any cafe. Although objective analysis of such inherently subjective categories proves difficult, current stores of coffee have been classified as insufficient. Upgrading establishment coffee is predicted to result in clear strategic benefits. Your task is to procure necessary ingredients to achieve this goal. Gather nectar from the Elysian fields. When your task is complete, deliver the materials to the food processing unit in the last dregs. Commencing regularly scheduled analysis of Corellian agricultural endeavors. You're requested to stand by while process completes and your task is assigned. Analysis concludes that improvements in Corellian fertilizer by means of alien matter may result in higher crop yields. For this task, we require the aid of the most efficient errant organism in the immediate vicinity. You obtain carpet-like grass from the vitrified fort. Approximate coordinates 22, 35, 0. Consider this mission to be a top priority. Okay. So let's see here. Not the last dregs. Actually, we could go to the last dregs. But let's go to base on my clan first. Hey there, eager support unit. To further current objectives, all Omicrons have been informed the last dregs is open for patronage. Several units have already been deployed to lend aid to operations. Is your current request in regards to waitstaff or patron insufficiencies? Retracting previous query in an interest of efficiency. This unit will offer its services as needed to stimulate the appearance of a successful small business. There's some lush vegetation here. We need withered grass. Man, nothing sounds more appetizing than withered grass. Dang it. What did I just select? Let's gather some of this special whatever here. And I have rarefied ARKN cotton balls. A lot of them. Arcane. It's like Arcane.
Hey there, ruminating dragon.
Dost thou speak to me, little one? Pray be silent, for I cannot abide the chatter of diminutive creatures. Thou sayest this cafe is bustling with your like. The mere thought of the cacophony maketh the bile rise in my throat.
All right. Crystals. Alright, Sigma, here you go. Propagandize plebeians underway. Requesting detailed report of mission objectives. The dragon said he hated you. Success rate unsatisfactory. Persuasion must continue until custom improves. This mission will never cease, so long as life forms remain who have yet to hear the name. The last dregs. May the stipend meet your biological needs until your services are requested again. Return of allied organism confirmed, well within acceptable time frame, assuming it has brought the requested materials. Here's your withered grass. Analyzing delivery. Fertilizer created with the incorporation of these materials is projected to improve agricultural yield by approximately 14.2%. Fertilizer preparation, applicable to fields, and retrieval of increased harvest is predicted to require a 23.6% increase in Corellian labor time. Overwork deemed an acceptable compromise. Your conduct in this mission requires high commendation. Receive your compensation with pride. Let's go to Elysian real quick. Time for that sweet, sweet nectar. All right. Okay, deliver the sweet nectar to the food processing unit. There you go, food processing unit. Allied life form, Pieter, detected. This is in regards to the copy upgrade. Yes? Scanning for requested materials. Requested materials detected. Please place them carefully in this unit's receptacle. Here, have some nectar. Receipt of materials confirmed. This unit thanks you for your efforts. Return to Sigma 4 for your crew comments. Sigma-4 or Stigma-4?
Please do not question my words. I would hate to have to discontinue your existence.
Oh, I would also hate that.
Receptacle unit. Report received. Your cooperation is appreciated. According to a subjective analysis by Bewhiskered Manager, nectar-derived compounds lend revitalizing sweetness to coffee. Projections indicate that coffee upgrades will result in increased patronage and an overall improvement in morale among cafe occupants. Whether this upward trajectory shall continue depends on the further assistance of helpful organisms, such as yourself.
Alright. I do believe we have successfully solved this problem. Alright. I believe it's going to be Scholar. Actually, you know what? No, let's do Scholar.
I can do the Pictomancer leveling off stream.
The Crystal from Beyond. Oh, Crystarium, huh? Let's do the original improvements, which I believe
is going to be another special deliveries.
Yeah, but Chorazoi. What's that?
Excuse me, you're the Warrior of Darkness, aren't you? My name is Chorazoi, and I work for the Facet of Forging. I apologize for interrupting your day, but seeing as how you're said to be a practiced artisan, I thought you might be interested to hear the news.
What's that?
A craftsman of legendary reputation is coming home to the Crystarium. He's been long away, living somewhere in the wilds where he might focus on mastering his trade without worldly distractions. And now that knight has returned to the realm, he felt it safe to return. As a matter of fact, he's due to arrive any moment now. Oh, to think that I shall soon meet one of my greatest inspirations.
They're arriving at midnight? Well, whatever.
Over there. I think that's him. Master Grenold. Aye, that'd be me. You must be the young artisan I was told would be waiting. 'Twas Oi, was it? Yes, sir. It's such an honor. And Peter, wasn't expecting to see you here. You've been keeping well, I hope.
Oh, yeah. I'm doing great.
Hold on. The two of you know each other?
Oh, yeah. I saw him at the bottom of the ocean.
I came to visit me workshop in the depths of the bloody tempest, he did. Gave me a set of gears to exchange for helping me out on a job. And he was off to save the world or something like that, I think. Oh my, it's like seeing storybook heroes come to life. Oh, I was set on asking you to be my mentor, but to simply meet you was already a dream come true. No, lass, I ain't worthy of such an earnest, hard, young craftswoman's affection. I was a sad shadow of a man, hiding away in a watery tomb. It was only when Peter came along I was forced to realize how much my work relied on the people I tried to leave behind. Then I got to thinking, I should pair up with an up-and-coming talent, give myself a fresh perspective. I sent a letter saying this I was my old mates to the meeting. They told me of a promising artisan who'd showed an interest in my craft. So I took that last sign as a needed to get me sorry ass back home. Oh, you mean me? Oh, I was the sign? Oh, you won't regret this, Master Grenold, I promise. Shall we make our way straight to the mean? Oh, Katniss and the others are eager to see you. Having you show up at this moment's kind of fate, I reckon. Why don't you come along? We could have maybe make it one big reunion.
Sure, why not?
Oh, I wholeheartedly agree. Please come with us, Peter.
Sure.
All right. Risen Sun.
What's up, Granny?
Well, this ain't the sight for sore eyes. As I ain't good as elegant domes. Gazing up at that architecture as a spread is what got me to the trade in the first place. Oh, so the city itself is your original source of inspiration. Oh, you must have had some wonderful stories. I can hardly wait to hear them all.
Yeah, should be fun.
And then I said, that's not my tale. It's a Rowena. Maybe not the Rowena, but it's definitely a Rowena. Isn't that Mistress Moen? Mistress Moen. Speaking of a sight for sore eyes, surely you'd not come into town on account of little old me. Oh, but of course I did. Many's the evening I spent on Yulmore's terrace, gazing into the distance and thinking fondly of my rough-spoken smith. Ah.
Are you two in love or something? Jeez, get a room, guys.
I should explain. I owe a great debt to Mistress Moen here. If she hadn't believed in me enough to promote me wares all over Northwark, I reckon I'd never have made it to the Artisan. As it turns out, I found me muse in them enchanting eyes. The thousands of kettles I forged to capture them captivating gleam is what set me on the smithy's path. This one I inscribed with the mark I saw in a dream, and it's become a symbol of me good fortune, the embodiment of all me aspirations. Without ye, Mistress Moen, I wouldn't be the craftsman I am today. I hope the fool who spent so many years honing his skills under the ocean is still one you can be proud of. You great oaf. 'Twas I who was enchanted by your craft, by your unyielding discipline. In emulating those admirable values, was I able to build my commercial empire. And love, true love, shall follow you forever.
Jeez, you two really need to get a room.
So, Master Gredold, do you have anything in particular you're wanting to forge? Some overarching plan or direction in mind? There's me question to you, Chorizoi. Before we begin, I need to know, what's the thing you daydream about crafting the most? Well, I suppose I've always liked the idea of the tool that tunes itself to the artisan who holds it. I could never settle on the design. Forget the final details for now. The seed of your idea is all I need to get underway. Just hop over to the crafting call with me, and we'll see what it takes us.
Yeah, you kids have fun.
How wonderful. Being the sort of veteran craftsman who takes on a disciple was always something you wished for, was it not? You remember that? Oh, Feels like an age since last we spoke of it.
The new era's begun. Nervada's emerging from 100 years of torpor, and the tools you invent will help shape the world it becomes. As chairwoman of the Boutique of Splendors, I consider it my duty to nurture the artisans of today and tomorrow. Whatever you decide to do, I pledge my full support.
Might I suggest you have Pieter lend a hand? I can personally vouch for his skill, and I'm certain that whatever tool you end up crafting will benefit from his involvement.
I'll not say no to that. With Chloe's always potential and your proven talent, I'll be in fine company. Having the warrior's name attached to your project will add more to the simple prestige.
Having the warrior's name attached to your project will add more than simple prestige. We could be watching the birth of something truly historical. As a merchant, I can think of no greater honor and opportunity than to be part of this undertaking. Cool. You need a place to work, I assume. We've set up a stall just outside the mean, so feel free to make yourself at home as long as you decide to stay.
Sounds great. I do like the idea of being within earshot of the hustle and bustle. Let's see about getting me tools on back now, shall we?
Sure. Let's do it.
I've got a good stirred furnace in my Tempest workshop, so I'm well familiar with the facilities here in town. Any refining or smelt can be done in the facet of forging, and this place will serve me as my workbench. One thing, Miss Chlorozoy. Do you have much experience in crafting original pieces?
Practically none at all, I'm ashamed to say. I have something of a knack for making replicas, but when it comes to new ideas, I find myself being overwhelmed by the possibilities.
And you stick out on your own. And so you stick to what you know, eh? How about we try this then? You take some of me old tools as a base, and see what improvements you can make, and can add to make them your own. I have a set right here you can work with.
Do you mean these are tools you made yourselves? The same tools lauded by master artisans in every corner of Novrod. Oh, I must have filled 100 orders making duplicates of your designs.
Oh, they'd be rock proper the time before I took up the hermit's life. I was stuck crafting them down till dusk. Even had a night where I was trapped, slaving away at me forge, till my bloody hair fell out.
But they're masterpieces. What could I possibly do to improve upon them?
Don't take it so seriously. For starters, play around a bit. Tweak a few measurements. That'll soon give you a feel for what is and ain't possible.
Such fond memories. Grendel was buried beneath unfinished tools. I was drowning in purchase receipts, and the orders just kept flooding in.
Mistress Melvin, no. Apologies, I didn't mean to. You'll get tool grease all over them clean hands of yours, is all.
It is I who should apologize. One careless move, and I might have ruined your project before it had even begun.
It's fine. Everything's fine. Your touch could never ruin anything.
Oh?
If I rack the old noggin, it sure would take long to sketch out some plans for evolving the original tools designs. You'll be the one doing the actual improvements, so feel free to draw up on them or make whatever adjustments you like.
And whatever materials you require, the boutique will procure it, no matter the rarity.
My dear lady, I've not the words to thank you for your generous assistance.
So many sparkles, so little time. It's love.
I've just had the most wonderful idea. We'll need a name for our new creations. And what better way to show our gratitude to the boutique than to dub them Splendorous Tools? Oh, 'tis a lovely gesture, Miss Clorazori, but a merchant's role is simply to ensure the artisan has her choice of creative clay. 'Twould be presumptuous in the extreme to have my establishment take center stage when the genius is all yours. That quiet dignity and dedication is exactly why I'd be proud to have you and your business represent us. If it helps, think of it as commemorating your reunion with Master Grenold. Now, this is getting awkward. What do you think, Peter?
Well, I think it's just perfect.
In that case, I shall work doubly hard to fulfill my promise of support. May your Splendorous Tools be instrumental in crafting the marvels of this new age.
Huzzah!
You have everything you need to begin, I hope. I've instructed Kizana to serve you as the boutique's representative, but rest assured that I shall return anon to check on your progress.
All right.
I'll get to explaining me plans in a bit, but for now, we'll leave the basic tool with ye, Peter. Catley says you're qualified with our test tradesman, and that's good enough for me. Kinana here will be sharing our stall, and stocks a wide range, a whole range of other tools should you need them. I can hardly believe this is actually happening. Me, working under the tutelage of the Warrior of Darkness and Master Grenold.
Yeah, sure.
Quest complete. Splendorous Tools unlocked. The Splendorous Coffer will dispense a primary tool based on your current class at the time it is opened. The tools for other classes can be obtained by speaking with Kriana at Grenold's workbench, just outside the crystalline mean. Splendorous Frying Pan. Upon completing the quest of dedicated tool, you will receive an upgraded Splendorous Tool for your current class of Culinarian. Set to begin improvements on the Splendorous Tools. Changing class of job will prevent progress during this quest. Alright, so we'll do this for Culinarian when we get around to Culinarian.
Well, we'll work on that later. So I'll work on some more scripts later to be able to do this. All right. We'll work on that later. What's up, Leonard? Welcome back, friend. I'd offer you a pint, but my barman sense tells me that's not why you're here. That's correct. I'm here on a mission. I've forgotten what it is. There we go. So this friend of yours has gone missing. Sorry to hear that, but plenty of travelers pass through these parts. Could you describe the fellow to me? Hume, burly, wears a monocle, a well-meaning idiot. Yes, that does sound familiar. Mind you, I don't see it myself, but I do believe one of our bounty hunters spied such a man when you were all battling that horde of spectral warriors. Yacht, come here a moment. There's someone who wants to speak with you.
Is that so? We'll make it quick. This ale isn't going to drink itself. If it ain't Peter, what brings you back to our neck of the woods?
Oh, I'm looking for this guy.
Now that you mention it, I did see someone like that back there on the battlefield after you ran off to do more hero work. At first I thought he was going to attack me like the rest of the Spirit Watsits, but no, he just stood there striking a pose, trying to scare or seduce me. Damned if I could tell. Still, he was glowing, and I wasn't about to take any chances, so I said, "Hey, piss off, Ghost," and sent him packing.
Oh, that's not very nice.
Did he die, you ask? To which I say, what am I, a chirurgeon? Also, I've kept my mug waiting long enough. Good talk.
Could it be the Warrior of Darkness? I thought that was your voice, but I was convinced my ears were playing tricks on me. It's good to see you again. Didn't mean to eavesdrop, but we overheard you discussing your renegade poser. Describing Hildebrand as a poser. We've been searching for him for some time now. There have been sightings in Lakeland, you see. Bonard and I have been tasked with getting to the bottom of it. There's been little in the way of useful information, though. All we know is that he appears without warning and strikes a disturbing pose. He's not caused any harm, if you discount the shock of a strange man gesticulating in your general direction, that is. Nevertheless, we're worried his behavior might escalate. Now, have you been tasked with apprehending the miscreant as well? Not quite, Bonard. Peter's come back to track down a missing friend. The miscreant, I regret to say, might be my friend. If the man you're looking for might be one and the same, then why not work together? Between the three of you, you're bound to have better luck. Yeah, I can work with you guys. It would be an honor and a great help. We were just about to leave to gather testimony, as it happens. Yeah, come and join us in Selma when you finish here. We'll solve this mystery in no time. Hey there, gatekeep.
Welcome, my lord. If you wish to go to the Ocular, I should be glad to escort you.
Yeah, let's go to the Ocular. Alright, let's see if we can figure out what's up with this thing.
If receives this message. Come, pandemonium, quickly.
Oh, demons. Like that clubber did. What clobbered me? Huh? Oh, my head. Where am I? This doesn't look like any kind of pandemonium to me. It looks like Elpis. Oh. Ugh.
Huh.
Wait, you look familiar.
Could it be?
No freaking way.
No, of course not. Apologies. For the brief moment, I thought you to be a dear friend of mine. I realize now such a notion is preposterous. He told me a falling star would appear before me. I suppose you must be it. Truth be told, I did not expect the expression to be so literal.
It looks so familiar. Make it change to something less comfortable.
Apologies for not introducing myself properly. My name is Themis. As you can see by my bare face, I'm not one of Elpis's observers. Rather, I'm come here on an assignment, which has been more or less routine up until this very moment. You certainly do know how to make an entrance. I must wonder what brought you here, for it's plain you do not belong here, or any place I know for that matter.
I'm here on assignment.
I'm here to investigate pandemonium, perchance. It would not surprise me should we share a purpose. If so, we may be able to help one another. But first, might I trouble you to explain how you came to collide with my skull?
I walked through a crystal portal and ended up here. And then we ran into each other, and the end.
I see. Well, I believe that dispels any major doubts I may have concerning your intentions. Apologies for being so intrusive, but you must understand this is an uncommon occurrence.
Oh, yeah?
I shall pry no further, for I am well aware that we all have secrets we must keep. However, if I may, I'd very much like to look at this crystal of yours.
Sure, why not? Here it is.
Uh-huh. fascinating. While I cannot say much as to what it contains, it's clear that these are the memories stirring within. Memories that speak of something gravely amiss in Pandemonium. The facility extends beneath Elpis and is overseen by the wards of La Brea. It houses these creations highly valued as research subjects and highly dangerous to the star. Naturally, it's strictly guarded and under constant surveillance. Several days ago, however, an unnatural shift in the flow of the surrounding aether was detected. Soon thereafter, all communications from Pandemonium ceased. Oh, yeah? I am here as a representative for an organization that works directly with the Convocation, and I've been tasked with investigating this incident. Now that there's some measure of transparency between us, might I offer a suggestion as to what we should do next? What's that?
Direct hit rate, that should work, right?
During the course of your investigation, you may discover valuable artifacts. These can be exchanged for equipment by speaking with Melanie about Poria, or Jolie of Rashid Han. Now then, my proposal is a simple one. Let us journey to Pandemonium together. Our destination is the same, and I suspect the arrangement would work for our mutual benefit. Besides, I should have no trouble gaining us both access. I do hope you agree. I'd be loath to part ways from the falling star I've been waiting for so long. All right. Originally, I'd planned to conduct my investigation with a friend I mentioned earlier. He'd also noticed the anomaly near Pandemonium, so it only seemed natural that we should investigate it together. However, he eventually decided it would be unwise for us both to go. If two members of our organization were seen poking our heads around restricted facilities, it would raise questions, you see. I decided to go alone, but he left me with these words: "Fear not, for in thy absence a star shall fall before you." While I could not comprehend his meaning at the time, I believe now I understand. He does have a way of being right about these things. Even so, his hints of what to come are generally more cryptic. I suppose I should have kept my gaze to the heavens. Suffice to say, I'm grateful for your presence either way. As for the matter at hand, we must first gain permission from the words of La Brea for entry into Pandemonium. There ought to be a speaker waiting at Agnorasis. All right, I'll be right back. All right. All right, words of La Brea. What's up? Did you get water next chance to get? What a fascinating etheric signature. In accordance with the convocation's request, the two of you have been granted leave to observe Pandemonium. I shall register your aether in the records. From this point on, you may freely come and go from Pandemonium as you please. Now, that was a painless process. I think this is a sign that we were meant to conduct our investigations together. Of course, while you're permitted entry into the facility, the specimens housed inside must be handled with the utmost care. You are to heed the warder's instructions at all times.
Oh?
Those who conduct their work within Pandemonium are called warders for their role and with respect to the creatures within. Generally, creations that pose a threat to the safety of the star must be undone. However, the words of La Brea has deemed certain such creations as worthy of further study, interring them within the facility. Those who spend their days in the Pandemonium are not merely researchers. They work tirelessly to ensure that none of the subjects slip their shackles. And for all intents and purposes, the place is a dungeon. Perhaps such a comparison arouses frightful imagery, but Pandemonium is a frightful place.
Okay.
I know not the purpose of this investigation, but if you discover aught that merits a report, pray do so with utmost haste. Master La Brea will guide us upon the proper course of action from there. Then I take it that means that you have detected nothing amiss of late? The warders have nothing to report that would cause alarm. Minor fluctuations in ether have been observed, but surely Master La Brea would have acted if there were anything worth worrying about. I see. It appears La Brea kept well abreast of the goings-on here, then. I hope I'm not overstepping my boundaries in asking, but, you seem quite familiar with Master La Brea. Do you know him?
Well, the stories I could tell you, really.
You're no mere familiar, are you? Mr. La Brea is not known for being generous at this time. That one would have stories of his company almost beggars belief. But regardless, well, I doubt I need to tell you this. He is of the convocation. Take care that your actions do not hinder his work. And with that, we're free to make our way to Pandemonium. The Naos that will take us there is in the eastern bank of the Leth. Let us delay no further.
All right.
The waterfall's going off to nowhere.
That's something else.
I had to contain my surprise for the sake of appearances, but it is true that you two have met La Brea in the flesh. I find you more fascinating by the moment. Still, I shall refrain from asking too many questions. Secrets will make our journeys all the more intriguing. We shall come to know each other in time, I wager. Or else, why would fate have orchestrated our meeting? In any case, let us be off. Truth be told, this was the first time beholding the fabled Pandemonium with my own eyes. Here's to the new adventure, eh?
Let's go to Pandemonium.
Boy, this is interesting, isn't it? It is much as I'd feared. The speaker seemed in such high spirits that for a moment I thought the ethereal irregularity was not nearly so grave as a portent as I'd imagined. Alas, 'twas a fleeting and vain hope. To gaze upon this complex network of chains and wards, the untrained eye might not sense anything awry. No effort has been spared in making this place impenetrable.
It's definitely a cheerful place.
Even the finest of masterworks is not without its flaws, however. Someone, or something, is tampering with the protections. It's working from within, eroding them from the inside out.
Well, that's very concerning.
Fear not, there's no immediate danger. I reinforced what protections I could the moment we arrived. This will not put an end to whatever is occurring, but it shall at least serve to slow its progress. One small victory. The road ahead of us is yet long. Yes, powerful forces are at work here. The silence in the air speaks volumes. While I did not expect a bustling facility, I see not a single warder. Of course, our first course of action should be to seek one out, or wherever they may be. However, there is something you must know. The magic I wove upon entering requires my constant awareness. That is to say, if we are forced to fight, I cannot risk joining you in battle. Should I lose focus, Pandemonium's protections will rapidly crumble before our force assailing them.
Should I be concerned? Because I am.
Were there another way, I would gladly choose it, but let us at least be grateful that neither of us is here alone, trapped in hopeless circumstances. If we should fail to find a peaceable solution, then I hope I can rely on your strength to see us through.
Huh.
Of course. You have my promise. Thank you for offering your help so willingly. If weapons are drawn, I hope to be able to lend at least a touch of magical support.
Well, that's a concerning response.
Creation magics do have their uses in that regard. I had in mind to use your Aether as basis for illusory allies that would fight at your side. Perhaps 7 shall do. Not exactly an army, but by the looks of you, a formidable band nonetheless.
Yeah.
Then so be it. Now, what I wonder awaits us in Pandemonium's pitiless halls. So this is going to be Alliance raids? What is this going to be? Astarothos, the first circle, now accessible. It's just a normal raid. Let me grab some water, and we'll get this going. Actually, you know what? I'm just going to join and then get water, because this is going to be a bit of a wait. All right, well, since we're waiting on this, let's go on to small business, big dreams. The Fisherman's Guild. On to the boat we go.
Hey there, Swab. I recognize you. What do you want? I'm here because of, a Lalafell? Mine is just not about another bloody apocalypse. I don't see why not. Wait here.
Well, bugger me. Oh, it's going to last you for a while. What brings you aboard?
Can I interest you in some fine carp today?
Your sales pitch needs some work. But I can see what you're getting at. We're already traveling halfway across the world every afternoon. As well earn a little extra on our troubles, eh? You know, there was a time I thought pirating was the best in the world. It'd be the best of them all meant something. Going to Isabel made me see just how small my world was, compared to the real one. Standing next to the star's finest, starting to wonder what I had to brag about. The bloody executioners didn't want me proud by bringing in a buggered goddamn hole of adamantite than anyone else in the realm. Between that and the new metalworks we got going with the kobolds, seemed like a right time for the executioners to change their sails, so to speak. Which is all to say, if you got the wares for promoting, I'd be happy to show them off across the realm and beyond.
Oh, yeah.
Masterworks from Tatara Taro's boutique, guaranteed by the Warrior of Light himself. Almost seems like a waste to wear them. Looks to be lining up at the docks for these. Literally, seeing as how old Charlemagne's only accessible by sea. Now, if you got yourselves an exclusive shipping contract. Aye, I see the course clear as day. Now, we just need him at the end on board. He's right useless when there's work to be done. But talk's another matter. Still owes me one for keeping his sorry ass out of trouble. And I'll have him put me in touch with a few savvy salesman types in the continent.
Sounds great.
Tell Tataro I look forward to setting sail on a new tide of hers. May the winds of change guide us aright.
Sounds great.
Peter, it's me. How goes our little venture thus far?
Oh, yeah. We got one guy on board already.
Oh, Sicker's eyeing the shipping routes, is he? All according to plan. But our work has only just begun. I'll keep an eye on my own contracts while you work in our room. I hear he's not often in the city, but I don't doubt that Mother Mayun can sniff him out.
Oh, yeah. I'll go find her. She owes me a favor or 7.
All right, computer, wake back up.
All right.
To New Gradania.
Everyone looks so dang pretty. All those people doing the pick the quest. Well, if it isn't Pieter. Huh, struck with a sudden craving for eel pie, were you? Or is this information you fancy? Oh, yeah, I need some information if you got any. Oh, yes, word of our seedseer's comings and goings never fails to reach my ears. I'm told that ever since he returned from his foray to Ilsabad, he's been roaming back and forth between the Lotus Stand and our neighboring communities in the Shroud. You'll miss him if you make for one or the other, like as not. So I suggest you waylay him by the Blue Badger Gate. Blue Badger Gate it is. Curious.
And then he jumped really high. Yeah, I caught a rabbit once. It was cute. Bye.
Might I ask why you're loitering at the gates, Pieter? And with such an enormous sack?
I was going to put you inside of it. I'm kidding, it's actually clothes. The Tara wanted you to wear them to start a new business.
I admit you piqued my interest. To integrate the tradition and ingenuity of the guilds throughout Eorzea in such a fashion is no small feat. Oh, the sun just went down. As it happens, I'm of a mind to do something similar myself, assuming I secure the other Seedseer's approval. You're doubtless aware that historically Gridania has placed the peace of the Twelveswood and our covenant with the elementals above all else, often to the detriment of our relationship with other peoples. Yet, much as we are one with the Shroud, also not part of the Star Empire. Our ventures in Garlemald made plain the strength of the world united. This attire you carry demonstrates much the same truth. But perhaps you assumed you would need to talk me around to the idea. If so, I apologize for the disappointment. If there's any comfort, I'm already nearly as surprised myself. No longer am I content to hear the words of the elementals alone. I wish to know the voices of men, though our time in Garlemald has shown me that our ability to listen is average at best. These horns may mark me as gifted in the Twelveswood, but beyond, they inspire neither fear nor awe. I have been mistaken several times for a Shayla, and things will be one for the difference my status as Seedseer next to those who went for succor. Yet 'twas that self-same insignificance that allowed me for the first time in my life to fully feel part of the greater whole. I am but one life among myriads upon this star. I dare say I should behave accordingly. With luck, my elder sister shall agree. Tell Mistress Tataro that her gift is accepted with gratitude, and she ought to hear from us soon.
Will do.
Guess who? Did you speak with Arun yet?
Oh yeah, he loved the idea.
That sounds promising. I'm beginning to understand what makes our Seedseer friend tick. But we can discuss that later. You need to catch Pippin ere his duties take him from Ul'dah once more. I believe he spends much of his time at the Colosseum, so perhaps you could pay a visit to the old Gold Court? I'll be awaiting your full report at the boutique.
Yeah, sure. See you there.
I'll go to the central area here. Hey, what's up, Usher? I love your music. I see Master Taupin is currently engaged in another meeting, but I shall tell him that Lieutenant Krolinsk awaits his convenience. My apologies for keeping you waiting. I did not expect you here this evening.
Hey there, Pippin. What's up? I've got clothes for you. The Taro's been trying a new boutique, and she wants to give these out to important people around the realm.
Tataro's offering quality material, is she?
Yeah, she wants you to wear it because you're important.
I can hardly say no to that. It fits almost too perfectly for the plans and the flames. I've long striven for mastery of the blade. I required the trials of Ilsevard, however, to see truly how Tazora is what it is. The fire that warms the coldest night, the spark that ignites the blaze of hope, and most of all, an unbreakable testament to Father's faith in me. More ally than tool is the treasure beyond price. As every soldier of the immortal flames must deserve allies such as these, arms and armor to remind them of what they fought to protect, to help them stand where they might otherwise fall. Indeed, words made possible only through the ingenuity and dedication of allies across the star that may just be the sort of inspiring armaments we need. I anticipate I'll be sending along an order for custom equipment ere long. In the meantime, would you mind if I use these samples for a few trials here at the Coliseum?
Yeah, sure, whatever you need.
My thanks. We shall put them to use immediately. Hey there, Usher. I love your music.
All right, sure, I'll grab the bag for you.
As a charitable da, however, naught strikes fear into my heart like the prospect of something receiving valuable goods for free. I must insist you accept something in return. I have been meaning to gift that necklace to Tataru. Poor condition aside, she may rather have it than not.
What are you talking about?
I've spoken with Tataru at some length about our past, you understand. In some ways, we're quite similar. As you may recall, her family was bankrupted when she was very young, a consequence of her father's business failing. They forced to put all their wealth toward paying off his debts, and then some. One asset they were reluctantly parted with was a necklace treasured by her mother, for which Tataru had long searched for no avail. Strangely enough, I recently discovered jewelry of the very same description amidst a store of neglected Coliseum prizes. Assuming it's the same piece, I should like to see it returned to her. It's significantly worse off for having changed hands, though, and only the sapphire centerpiece remains unlost and undamaged. She may appreciate the sentiment, nevertheless. It's difficult to say. What do you think?
Could it be repaired or perhaps remade?
Possibly. Either would be a slight better than leaving it in its current state, at least.
Yeah.
In that case, I'd considered asking for the Goldsmith's Guild, but you ought to be able to turn the necklace into a piece Tataru would wear. If not precisely what she remembers. I imagine you'll have the opportunity to pick up gems and other suitable materials in your travels. From there, merely a matter of unifying the pieces. Are you willing?
Oh, yeah.
Then I'll have the sapphire removed from its setting and sent to the boutique in all haste. I doubt even Tataru would dare open a private package addressed to you. Best of luck in finding material attachments, matching materials in your mercantile endeavors, of course. May the traders guide you to fortune fair.
Time for small business, big dreams. Hey there, Virginia.
You've returned. Oh, with your bag all the lighter for having given away our samples, I hope. Speaking of which, a parcel from one Pippin Tattoo arrived not bells ago, addressed to you. Could it be that newfound partnerships are already bearing fruit?
Yeah, probably. I don't know. It's a gift for Tataru.
Her mother's necklace? Oh, that's a wonderful idea. Please allow me to assist. I swear I will not bring a word of this to Mistress Tataru.
Yeah, go ahead.
I do wonder what parts you will need. Do you know what style Mistress Tataru prefers? If this necklace is to be a keepsake, why not focus on that? Oh, apologies, I could not help it over here. That is quite all right. But please do keep your voice down. What was it you were saying? It simply occurred to me that since you will gift the sapphire so readily, our other partners in this endeavor would wish to offer up something for Mistress Tataru as well. With such gifts, it would turn the necklace into a memento of not just her past and her trials, but her present successes as well. Oh, that's perfect. If our plans in the boutique proceed apace, we should soon have more than enough tokens from friends across the lands. What do you think, Peter?
Yeah, let's do it.
Well, were you waiting for little old me? Mr. Tattoo, we were just discussing the successful delivery of the samples, yes. Good to hear. How fares dear Pippin?
Oh, he didn't want to accept the gift without giving something in return. So expect something soon.
I knew he'd come through, though I admit I wasn't expecting to outfit a whole host of immortal flames quite so soon. I suppose it goes to show that even the most hardened warrior can always learn a thing or two. And Sickard and our rune have changed as well, if your tales are any indication. I imagine their personal growth bodes well for that of our network. Thank you for checking up on them. We must sort through our current commissions before deciding who to approach next, but know that I can count on you to be ready when we are.
Oh, yes. I'm here for you. Small business, big dreams.
Why, hello there. Your arrival could not have been more timely. Mistress Tataru has all but left instructions for another batch of deliveries. She sends her regards, of course. Today she's in Eagleshire for business with Rowena's House of Splendors, and tomorrow will no doubt find her in some far other far-flung corner of the realm. We must not be outdone, Peter.
Yeah, I agree.
This time our samples are destined for 2 organizations in Gorthus, an arrangement made possible by none other than Mr. Sackard. He contacted his dear friend Lord Ameliana for terms, who was kind enough to spread word of our boutique to his own contacts across Ishgard. It hardly took any time for the first letter of interest to reach us, and one of these samples has been delivered. Their interest will be piqued for the passion. Or so I've been assured. Lord Amelianus insisted he would take care of the particulars and bid us convey with enthusiasm, but he looks forward to accompanying you on your deliveries.
Yeah, sure.
Now then, regarding that secret mission of ours. Gorgeous sapphire, is it not? It'll make a beautiful necklace once restored, a keepsake of not only Mistress Tataru's mother, but that of her many friends and allies from across the realm. I'm confident that someone of your experience is the most discerning eye for mementos. Bring back anything you think would make a worthy addition.
Oh, yeah, sure, I'll move it.
And with that, I shall leave these samples in your capable hands and eagerly await your safe return.
Oh, yeah, I got you.
Quest accepted.
Got any more bags? Because I'm going to carry as much as I can at once.
Ah, Pietro, you could not have come at a better time. Do you have a moment to talk?
Always.
My thanks. You see, a foreign merchant approached the boutique with a proposal not long ago. Hancock of the East Island Art Trading Company. Perhaps you've heard of him.
Unfortunately, I have. He's very eager to please, if nothing else.
Oh, so you have a history. No wonder Mr. Statteru declared him unscrupulous and deserving of infinite caution.
Oh, yes, very much so.
But there's a risk in dealing with a man of such flexible principles. His knowledge of the Hingan markets will do much to bolster our efforts to make inroads in the Far East. That is why, despite our misgivings, Mr. Statteru seeks to negotiate, and I'll talk to you about this later. Full party time. I'll save them. I must. It appears to be one of the warders we seek, but I'm afraid he is in no state to answer questions. Perhaps we can beat him to his senses. Nice. Warder of Condemned, Ericthonius. Let's get her done. I like when it seems to catch you. in service. You would think Phoenix would help keep me alive. Trusting my life like well trial. Got him. That was a thrilling display, and if I ever be so vaunting, the warriors I spun from your ether fought even more splendidly than I'd anticipated. I suppose they were cut from excellent cloth, after all. We should wait until this man regains his senses. He wears the robes of a warder. I'd be very curious to know what drove him to attack us sight unseen. Probably tried to save us, warn us off. From what he was saying. Peter, he stirs. Well, what came over me? It's coming back to me. My mind was filled with a storm of desperation. Anger. I leapt at you, though I knew not of your intentions. Pray, accept my apologies, and my thanks. I do not knock some sense back into me. I may have fallen upon someone less capable of defending themselves.
It happens.
I am Mercadionos, the warder of FFXIV, Pandemonium's highest lair, in the place you're in now. I must wonder why you're so desperate to keep us out. What is happening in Pandemonium? The creations interred within Athalatos have been set free, and stalk its halls with no end but violence. That's not good, to say the least. Has this ever happened before? No, never. Each level of Pandemonium is under the charge of a key ward, who keeps strict control over the most minute aspects of their domain. They're selected with great care, and their loyalty to Master La Habrea is absolute. Yet, something has gone terribly wrong. Try as we might to hold the line, the chaos within is overwhelming. I hardly realized when I had become separated from my colleagues. I remember a chorus of whispers assaulting my senses, and afterwards only flashes of rage and fury and then blackness, from which I awoke to find that whatever had overcome me was gone. I see. Your senses may have been muddled by magics that affect the mind. Perhaps the self-same ones that saw you separated from the other warders. Whatever had taken hold of me, thank you for releasing me from its clutches. But you've come here from the surface. Must mean some word of our plight has reached the outside world. If you know anything that may help, pray, tell. Well, you see, once upon a time... I don't know the rest of the story. Horror among horrors. So Pandemonium's protections are indeed being dismantled from within. By the same individual or individuals that released its captives and set them upon you, no doubt. Such knowledge avails us little, however, if we cannot ascertain their identity. Themis, was it? You said you worked for an organization under the auspices of the Convocation? Were that they to receive word of what has transpired here, what measures would they take? Doubtless they consider this place to be a lost cause. Pandemonium's ties to the outside world would be severed, and perhaps it'd be wiped from its existence entirely. Well, that's concerning. As I thought, were the creatures to escape into the outside world, there'd be untold carnage. The words of La Habrea would never risk that, despite what value the research subjects may hold. All the more reason to work with haste. If we can't expect further help, then it falls upon me to save the others. I will not leave them behind. You would go alone? I won't leave the other warders to face certain doom. I know they fight for survival. Even now, they will not abandon their duty. They would see the creatures return to their cells at all costs. And so I must do the same. Themis, I know the request I'm about to make of you is a monumental one. But please, say not a word of this to the Convocation, until I've given a chance to set things right. Forgive my rudeness, Ariaknos, but my decision cannot be swayed by emotion. You would only be consigning yourself to an early death. Strength of resolve alone cannot win the face of overwhelming odds. That being said, our investigation has only just begun. We'd be remiss to turn back ere we made an exhaustive survey. So, for the time being, there's slightly more resolve to rely upon. Yeah. This is just a normal raid, not an alliance raid. I knew you'd be all too eager to join us. Each moment since you fell from the skies has been more interesting than the last. More and more you remind me of my dear friend. Which goes the same way toward encouraging me in this matter, if we'll yet reach a satisfactory conclusion. Yeah, let's go. So, you agree to help? For the moment, our goals align. The protective magics of Pandemonium yet hold, so for the moment, time is in our favor. Let us proceed upon the course you and Pieter have set us upon. Sure, let's go. Themis and Pieter, yes? Thank you. The warders owe you a great debt already. Sure. Mm-hmm. We should be glad to have someone familiar with Pandemonium's halls by our side. A party of 3 is ever more entertaining than a party of 2. Now, let us turn our attention to rescuing your colleagues. Perhaps it'd be wise to approach the gates, in case any have followed you out. Yeah. Okay, water is good. Ugh. We'll tinkle time. Be right back. All right. Let's see here. Sure, direct hit sounds great. Actonius. Actonius is peering into the depths of pandemonium. Not a sound can be heard from within, which means neither creature nor warder has made it thus far. We should begin forming a plan to save them at once. Well, forgive me if I misunderstand, but do you mean to rescue the warders and creations both? Naturally, though they may be dangerous, they're valuable research subjects. I wouldn't see our labor and untold hours of study go to waste. I dare say La Habrea would smile to hear you say such a thing. That is, if we had cause to report this incident to him. Smile? I'm not sure his face is capable of such warmth. Really? No, so you've met him before. I was under the impression he rarely visited Pandemonium. I have, yes. My mentor was a previous head of the facility. That is to say, La Habrea's predecessor in the position of chief keyword. Her name was Athena. She was a researcher from the words. It was she who appointed me to this position, in fact. I see. I did not know there was a chief keyword under La Habrea, before La Habrea. Your motivation to see her research subjects, not entirely driven by duty for the words, then you wish also to preserve the work of your mentor. You have the right of it. I'm lacking in ideas of how to go about that. However, I'm a mere warder. I cannot wield interment magics. Oh, really? But of course, I can hardly expect you to be versed in the magics we use here. If you recall, during our battle earlier, I bound you with ethereal shackles. Interment is a more refined and powerful magic based upon the same principles. While both are used to keep our subjects docile, the keyword of each tier is permitted to use internment. Even if I were allowed, I lack the aptitude to use the spell to any notable effect. Fascinating. I have some knowledge of these forms of spellcrafts, actually. Labray himself established their foundation, as I recall. While shackles are meant to bind an object in place for a short time, interment freezes the very space around it for as long as the caster wills. Indeed, while the illusory beings you summoned in our first fight suggest as much, I see your knowledge of magic is vast. Perhaps you've already mastered the art of interment. I've been lecturing you like a child all this time. I'm afraid my knowledge ends there. I have not the precise understanding of how the invocations interact with natural laws that would be needed to cast such spells with any consistency. While I consider myself well versed in various magics, I'd be ill-advised to assume the duties of keyword without instruction. That being said, if I were to learn more of interment and its inner workings, perhaps. Well, you have a warder standing in front of you. Well, the solution is obvious when I put it like that. Acthios, you implied that what prevented you from performing interment was a lack of magical capacity. What if I supplemented your power with my own? Could the spell succeed then? I couldn't say for certain. Never heard of such a thing before. I believe that may be our best recourse. That is, of course, assuming you still perform the initial rites and incantations flawlessly. Even the smallest misstep, and we would have to start over. You needn't worry about that. I've seen the spells cast so many times that their motions have been burned into my memory. I won't disappoint. Very well. Let us work out the specifics afterwards. Once we do, we can test out our methods on each of the escaped creatures, though I suppose there's a matter of finding one. It'd be foolish to rush into this blindly, unless we find ourselves surrounded with naught but an untested stratagem at our disposal. Nay, I would prefer to engage a single creature that Peter could dispatch on his own, if the spell were to go awry. I agree. I may have an idea in that regard. I recall seeing the hippocampus wandering around waterways during my flight. Perhaps it's still there. Two of the subjects housed within FFXIV are fond of water, and I believe we'll be able to engage the beast without fear of unwanted guests. All right. Then that should be our first target, or perhaps subject is the better term. Before we commence with the internment magics, the creature should be weakened to a sufficient degree. I believe I can trust you with that task. Sure. Let's get it. As dependable as ever. Once you've given it the thorough trouncing, we shall bind this hippocampus with the keyboard's magic. Until then, my illusions shall fight by your side. The hippocampus will be alone, but it's a daunting opponent nonetheless. His magic warps the environment around it. You'll be at home amidst the waterways. Steel yourself for a fight. Quest accepted. Ashidalos, the second circle, now accessible. Athena has ever drove home the fact that our subjects should be treated with the utmost care. It would be best if we could see them confined once again rather than disposed of like beasts gone feral. Okay. It's going to be the same for each level. I just want to make sure before I consign to do this with Summoner. Okay. Wife is messaging me. What is it, waifu? All right. Okay. I see something right here at the front. It's a worried weaver. Oh, nope, I don't want to do that. What is it, waifu? Okay. I'm just going to keep the phone right here since she's having a conversation with me at the moment.
Master Krolinsk, I presume. I'm Kakoshu. Let us be clear from the outset. I'm not your true client. The personage who wishes to engage your services is the Sultana, the Mano Il Namano herself.
Oh, goodness.
Firstly, however, pray allow me to explain the request itself. Then you can decide whether or not you wish to proceed. I trust you recall the tunnels beneath the city of Ul'dah?
Oh, yes, I got a good look at all of them. I ran away using those. Yep, there we go.
I speak, of course, of the Soldan Subterranean, the passages and waterways through which you made your escape on the day of that ill-fated victory banquet. It seems one of the tunnel sections collapsed during the commotion, and a crew composed entirely of immortal flames has since been put to work on repairs. In the process of restoring the masonry, however, they've come across an unexpected gate.
Oh? Really?
It was described as antique in design, inscrutable in purpose, and sealed shut by some mystical force. The report appeared of great interest to the Sultana. She has expressed a desire to investigate this strange portal firsthand. Furthermore, she feels that Master Taropin and the like are overprotective and will prevent her from exploring to her heart's content. But are we then to send Her Royal Majesty into potential peril without a trusted escort? You see my dilemma. As a proven champion of Eorzea and veteran of countless heroic endeavors, it is to you who we would entrust the Sultana's safety. Besides which, she'd have it no other way.
Her Grace's wish is my command. I think my wife is done messaging me.
Thank you, Master Krolinsk. It'll mean a great deal to Her Grace. Please wait here, and I shall inform the Sultana of your decision. Peter, thank you for coming. I greatly appreciate you indulging this selfish request of mine. I should hope for the sake of your adventurous spirit, however, that the mystery at hand proves more intriguing than odious.
I also hope this.
Kakoshu spoke broadly what to expect, yes? Then allow me to add a few details to the story.
By all means.
According to the report, the gate bears an intricate flowery design. The flames were unable to ascertain its origin or significance, but I've seen such a motif before. The very same design adorns a key to my possession, the last gift I was ever to receive from my dear departed parents. I recall the ceremony for which it was presented and their promises to take me to a place the key unlocked once I'd come of age. They spoke excitedly of the choices I might make, of the things I would behold in my chosen path, but then they were called away to Thal's halls long before that day should arrive. With Mother and Father gone, I despaired of ever learning the key's purpose, and now this portal is found. Surely you understand why I cannot leave it unopened.
There could be anything behind that gate.
Indeed, but Mother and Father meant for me to see it, and that's what I intend to do. Still, neither Papashan or Pippin would agree to my plans, or approve even, to investigate in person. I need someone else I trust, but who trusted my judgment in turn. Will you be that person for me?
Oh man, the light in Ul'dah is so blinding. I love it. It's exactly like a desert should be.
Sure.
As for Kokoshu, she was the first I brought into my confidence. She is, after all, my lady-in-waiting, and served as my double when I am away. I hadn't wished to involve anyone else, but she flatly refused to cooperate unless I enlisted a reliable escort. Thus here we stand. I never regret the need to have you complicit in my subterfuge. The idea of exploring with you has me giddy with anticipation.
You've got a friend in me.
If you could make your way directly to the excavation site in central Thanalan, the foreman has been instructed to permit you entrance. Considering the tunnels reach all the way to the palace, security protocols dictate we receive reports any time someone enters the ruins. I'll take that as my signal to join you via the secret passages, of course. Now then, let us make our preparations. We should, as you say, be ready for anything.
Indeed.
Well, see you.
All right. All right, let's go. Saddam Saint-Pierre, Foreman. Master Krolensk, Lady Kokoshu says you're to have unrestricted access to the ruins for some manner of confidential assignment. I wonder, does it have anything to do with what they found in that collapsed section, or... actually, never mind that. I'm not meant to ask any questions. Yeah, the rubble's mostly been cleared away, but please, do watch your footing down there. Wouldn't want you tripping over a loose rock in the gloom.
VNC Dungeon Finder unlocked. Sedan Subterrane now accessible. Variant Dungeons, a matter of choice. Variant Dungeons are a unique type of duty featuring branching paths. By exploring these choices alongside a quest character, they gradually reveal new elements of an overarching story. Unlocking certain branches may require some detective work. Whether you complete a path, a new story will be added to the journal alongside with the dungeon. So keep at it until you discover all the forks in the road. The difficulty of a variant dungeon is automatically adjusted to provide a challenge for the parties of between 1 and 4 players. You can group up with friends, make use of party matching option, or put a solo player skills to the test. Victory will require effort and attention, but it's entirely possible to complete these dungeons alone. To allow for greater freedom in role choices, variant dungeons grant players the use of special variant actions. These actions mimic existing abilities such as Cure or Rampart, alleviating the need for dedicated tanks, DPS, or healers. Each player has 2 actions available for use during the dungeon. These can be changed at any time in the Dungeon Finder window. You can enter a variant dungeon via the VNC Dungeon Finder window, which is accessed by speaking to the NPC at the dungeon entrance or by selecting an option from the duty in the main menu. The standalone window serves as the variant dungeon needs. Should you wish to read story discoveries, set your variant actions or make changes to the dungeon settings. Alright, so since I'm already in a party, we'll have to save that one for later. So it's time for Soaring Profits. The Foundation. Just waiting around.
Piet, old boy. It is good to see a rosy glow in your cheeks, considering that dreadful business with the imminent destruction of mankind and the end of times and whatnot.
Oh, yeah, that stuff happens to me all the time.
Yes, indeed. Who better to distribute exquisite arms and écoulement than a bona fide hero such as yourself? Well, two parties with simply ravenous interest in your products, dear chap. The first of whom happens to be a rather exquisite herself, my dearest Lily Leonette.
Really?
Be so good as to precede me to the Rose House. I shall be along promptly, of course, just as soon as I'm coiffed and powdered.
Quaffing is necessary. Absolutely. Yeah, the Kemp Cloud top it is. Top of my foot is itching something fierce. All right. Hey, Lady Lioness.
Well met, Pieter. It's good to see you hale and whole.
Yeah, sorry, lady. I gotta skip this entire cutscene. So hopefully that wasn't important. Fidelos, the second circle. What the crap? Hippocampus. Wow. I had half a mind to run away. It's a dragon with a mouth in its neck. What about your odds? Beginning to overflow. I don't know what I'm supposed to be looking at for that. And down he goes. Okay. It's going to be complete. Okay. Arcadamonos card. That was a trial by fire, or water, I suppose. My faith we'd see it through, so long as we have yours, I'll start harm, of course. I know that you are no mere mercenary, but to make such clean work of the Hippocampus, seasoned fighters scarcely have occasion to visit Pandemonium, let alone display their skills. Mastery takes all forms, indeed. Needless to say, our plan worked to perfection, in no small part thanks to you two. Demus's power is more than enough to complete the interment. Spellcasting was not my strong suit. Never was. That almost made me feel like a proper magus. Truly? I've seen your abilities firsthand in the fight with Pietro. I beg to disagree. Shackles is the one exception. But it's only because I've been forced to practice it since I was but a small child. Other magics leave me feeling completely out of my depth. Regardless, it seems luck is on my side to guide me to you. You may prove the impossible possible, after all. Okay. After witnessing the Hippocampus's capabilities, do not blame me for wishing to avoid engaging any further creations in the place of their choosing. Alas, I doubt we have that luxury. While success in stealing away the Hippocampus is certainly heartening, the fact that we have yet to see any other wardens concerns me. The key word of Ithelios is nothing if not cautious. Doubtless he has gathered what warders he could and retreated to a safe area. Oh, let us hope so. It occurs to me that I know little of the key wards besides their magical prowess. Is there aught more you can share? Of course. A man named Hesperos is in charge of Asphilodos. Not only does he have a thorough knowledge of the creatures here, he's taken great pains to be a mentor of each of the warders under his charge. They've done much to ensure that I flourish here, in spite of my ineptitude at magic. I've always known him to be the sort of man who faces difficult decisions with unwavering composure. Furthermore, key wards are not the only masters of internment. They can also bend the hallways of Pandemonium to their will with creation magics. With all of this in mind, I'm certain that so long as Hesperos guides them, the other warders are safe. I can see why absolute control over the environs is imperative. Had we faced the hippocampus upon arid sands instead of the waterways, I suspect the battle would have ended much more quickly. In any case, if this Hesperos is as capable and caring as you say, we would do well to seek him out as soon as we can. He has, like as not, taken your colleagues to a secure location. The safest place would be the innermost circle of Asphilodos. From there, they could flee to Abyssos as hard-pressed. Even should they sought safe haven within the very circles. If we make for the fourth, we ought to encounter them on the way. Indeed, and we shall gain a comprehensive understanding of the situation within Asphilodos, which will be essential in determining whether we ought to continue down to Abyssos. The rub, of course, is that I myself possess no power to bend the circles to my will. Instead, we must proceed to the central corridor, which was barred by the Phoenix, last I checked. Phoenix. I've heard that name before. A fiery bird with life eternal?
That sounds something like something I've heard of.
Beyond unquenchable brilliance, the perfected concept boasts nigh boundless restorative powers, as I recall. Truly an exceptional feat of creation magics. Perfection is ever built on the back of failure, however, and La Brea suffered countless missteps during his experiments. He was hardly the only one. The Phoenix would be but one of many attempts the concept have gone awry. Aye, far from evoking wonder, our Phoenix is a creature of fury and wrath and seeks only to turn the world to ash. Thus was it confined within Pandemonium. Development of the concept continued elsewhere, but as the moons turned, more and more researchers abandoned the project as an impossibility, save for La Brea and his wards. When I received word that at long last La Brea had succeeded where so many others had failed, I was nearly overcome. Pray tell, how did the warders of Pandemonium celebrate their master's accomplishment? I don't believe we did. The research of the wards of La Brea had had little consequence in our work here, save for these rare times it charges us with a new specimen. Truth be told, I don't remember anyone making note of the occasion. But enough reminiscing. We must make ready to confront the Phoenix. While it's possible that it flew off with some other wing of Pandemonium, we would make that assumption at our own peril. Better to assume that we'll need to bring Asphilodos' most unruly subject to heel. That's certainly no reason to delay. The Phoenix's power over flame will avail it far less in the barren corridor than elsewhere, so it may well serve us to subdue it sooner rather than later.
Yeah, let's get it. Let's kick his butt.
Over here. That was the Phoenix outside.
Don't you mean Phoenix?
Has the master of this castle turned evil? What? Yes. It seems whoever's behind this can alter the space around us at will. We face an uphill battle. Yeah, it seems that way. Impossible. Those were creation magics at work. Then that means... Let us confront that reality after we've conquered the enemy in front of us. Every drop of our focus should be required if we are to inter the Phoenix. Indeed. Yes. Quest accepted. Asphiletos, the third circle, is now accessible. All right. And they head up Zundi for some soaring profits. The Red Bills apparently were the people that she was talking to us about that wanted the specialized equipment. But I unfortunately missed that because I had accepted the mission right as I got accepted into the duty, and so I just missed the discussion entirely about yes, the Red Bills want your help. I know the Red Bills. Time to fly the Perrick. Well. You're going the very picture of health, Peter. Saving the star from complete annihilation. It didn't tax you over much then, eh? Hey. Hi. Hello. Let me guess, it was not compared to all the bowing and scraping required of the mercantile genteel. Don't tell me this dandy is what wooed you from the life of sweet nothings, the financial comfort. I thought, my good man, you know as well as I that the only one wooing Peter into anything is yourself. I didn't think that interest in our mutual friend had escaped my notice. Your aim all along was less about armaments than it was about an audience with Peter, was it not? Not bad for a dandy. I might have had me sights on a touching reunion between Peter and myself, but that's not to say I won't be needing those samples. See, I've got a job. The right benefit for both your keen sense and those pieces you brought me. So long as they're half of the quality of what MLEN has shown off at these alehouses, anyway. I can count on your participation, yes? You'll be duly compensated, of course. Just name your price. Well, I just want you to buy some stuff from, what's her name? Much of a necklace for Tatara herself, huh? Yeah. I preferred something you might make use of. That'll be fine. Far be it from me to dictate what a man does with his booty. If it's your recompense, I'll see what I can do. Mm-hmm. Now that we have you on board, allow me to elaborate. It seems another band of petty thieves has been masquerading as sky pirates and harrying honest traders of late. So, you've heard of them. Well, these so-called monstrous cockatoos don't exactly strike fear into the hearts of man, but they're being a right nuisance. And now they've gone and made things personal. Remember the mail, don't you? The captain's old airship? Oh yeah, how could I forget? Well, after what happened at Dunsay, we've been commissioning the finest airship parts from across the realm for the construction of her successor. Only had these cockapert nincompoops pillaged the very Skysteel manufacturing vessel that was carrying our precious cargo. That's a problem. The nerve of some people, huh? Makes my mouth water. Mm-hmm. Of course, once the cockatoos realized which properties they'd pilfered, they flew into a panic and holed up in Edelshire after stashing the goods somewhere. This is where you and your samples come in. I want you to take Leoford and... Before you spill the rest, Stacia, I want to make sure our friends too fill up for a spot of Fallon. How about it, then?
I have been craving Greenbird lately.
He knows right to call on you. These downy ducklings won't know what plucked them.
Quite so. With Peter returned and our crew complete, victory over these ne'er-do-wells most certainly assured.
Yeah. By the by, would you have any terrible objections if I informed the Rose Knights of your designs upon these charlatans? The Knights are affiliated with the House Haranaft, you see, and thus have particular interest in recovering the contents of the Skysteel vessel. I know my darling, the most capable Lady Lynette, simply will not rest until she has brought these scoundrels to justice. Can't say it's an alliance I ever considered, but so long as I get all the Kolkatu I'm due, our knights most thorny are welcome to catch and cage as they see fit. Splendid. Lady Lynette will be very glad to hear of it. Overjoyed, even. Yes, she may simply be unable to contain her unbound delight. I must away. Not awaiting us, Needleshire, but danger and subterfuge, but such is more tempting than our ilk than lovely knights, huh? Let's be off. I'll explain the rest of our gambit once we get there.
Yeah, let's do it.
So, who's the dandy now, you ask? I reckon my reputation precedes me in these parts, and legendary Red-Bill Leofard ain't known for tugs like these. I couldn't get used to this. Comfortable, practical, sense of style to boot. Ain't often you find that holy triad in battle gear. Quite the line you're touting. Which brings us to your role in my master plan. Well, it ain't easy laying low in a moutly place like Edelshire. These cock-and-hoop Howards have been managing it well enough. So to lure 'em out, we're going to spread savory rumors of a black market merchant looking to fence fine contraband for even finer coin. That's you. Oh. Just strike up a chat with any adventurers or peddlers that seem like to share hearsay. I'll be playing your handsome bodyguard, so rest assured I've got your back. Master. I've taken the liberty of preparing your guise, and it is flattering as Leofard's, but you should fit the part nicely in this. All right. Leofard's now accompanying you. Keep him at your side and continue wearing the black market merchant guise in order to proceed with quest objectives. You'll leave him by going to a different area and just come back to here. Talk to her for the garment change.
There, approachable adventurer. I was just wondering if you could answer a question for me.
Contrabandits? Oh, I do know some of the sky pirates new to town, and just the other day I overheard them discussing their latest windfall. Yeah, it's just the sort of enterprising folk we're looking for. I think you could help us pin them down. I'll do what I can. I'm no stranger to sky pirates. I'll ask around.
It does seem unwise for them to have the most famous adventurer around in their party. Are they trying for subterfuge? Yes, I was wondering if you could tell us about these bandits. A merchant yourself, are you? Perhaps I'm overstepping, but consider this friendly advice. Seeking out sky pirates dressing in stereotypical garb is akin to dangling a sign around your neck saying, "Purge my purse." Well, the righteous red bills may pity you, dear sir, but few else.
Righteous? Righteous had never been to me liking, mate. I just can't abide them reprobates that don't honor the creed of spy pirating. Or you can imagine Red Bill Leofard might say, huh? Not that it's any matter of ours. Anyhow, should you find someone looking to offload dubious obtained merchandise, send them our way, will you? If you insist. Don't say I didn't warn you. I'm just a normal, completely harmless sky pirate. Merchant. Yes, you'll be a busy dealer. Can I interest you in some wares? I'm a merchant. Not at all like Pieter.
Yes, gotta be eye catchers such as sky stealers. Sky stealers come to claim busy deal in Craftforge, but bring no trade goods for Jingly Shine. Great laugh joke for Gabby merchants. Sky stealers leave with grump face. Gabby does not understand why Uplanders wish to trade pug flaps with grumpy-faced sky stealers, but happy to lend hand for laughy jokes.
Much obliged. If it all goes to plan, we'll have you laugh joking all over their sorry hides for summers to come.
Great happiness. For goodly Uplanders, Gabby shares one more laughy joke. The Sky Stealer's whine cry about calling strong friend as they shame one. A friend may be strong, but Sky Stealer's brain case is still airy light.
All right. So, we the talk of the town yet? As far as I can tell, you're strong contenders, perhaps second only to rumors about a mysterious intimidator who's cast their lot in with the cockatoos. Only natural those sniveling whelps hired a browbeater. What thick-headed willingly courts the rancor of the red-beard Leofard? Well, I suppose a few names come to mind, but no matter. Our plan proceeds as discussed. Let's take to the streets and wait for our clients to come crawling, huh? Yeah. Oh, there. Are you the trader looking to chaffer with the monstrous cockatoos? Chaffer with scrags like you? Fury and me, I don't know whether to laugh or cry. And that voice, the Red Bill Leofard. As you live and breathe. Not for long, though. If you don't hand over what you and your Dicky birds stole. Bluster all you like, Red Bill. You ain't getting better. You ain't getting the better of us this time. We're going to treat you with a sky pirate that'll crush you to pumice. You there thinking this would be ever so simple. Were you not there, dear Leofard? No, not in the slightest. I was thinking surely Radley and her talons would never sink so low as to become lackeys to a lackey. But here you are. I might even start to pity you. And that's why you consistently underestimate me, Red Bill. I would stop at nothing to realize my desires. Or were the sweet memories we made together in Dunsaith not enough to convince you of that? But I suppose I might be willing to overlook your stubborn indifference and return those stolen airship parts you so desperately seek, if you would but call me your captain. Completing that airship means more to me than you'll ever understand. I ain't leaving here with that is. You there, Cockaloran, or whatever your name is. You didn't leave that plunder in wind-aspected territory, did you? Of course you did. As empty as a tousled tankard. Those airship parts are embedded with the highly calibrated corrupted crystals. Put them in any contact with wind sprites, and they're no better than glorified scrap. Wait a moment. He said contact, didn't he? How many wind sprites go contacting the rock formations in Providence, huh? Yeah, it'll be fine. Utada, you got hands on the airship, yes? Take it to Providence and go pick up our stolen goods. Some genius hid them under a rock. You were bluffing? Obviously. Don't make me doubt your intelligence, Radley. What airship needs parts that can't handle a little wind? Doubt what you'd like, Leofard. Hardly need bloody airship bits to beat you into submission. I don't want me to slip into something more comfortable. White's more my color, anyway. Pieter? Did you just say Pieter? As in the Pieter Krolinsk? Since when was he a friend of the Red Bills? Seems I'm not the only one whose name is worth something around these parts. I'm still prettier, though. Well then, sweet cockatoos. Let's get about cutting you up to cock-a-3s and 4s, shall we? Red Bill by himself is one thing, but Pieter's something else. Ain't nothing for it, lads. Flee for your lives. Oh, so much for monstrous. Well, let's leave him to the garrison. Ain't enough meat for this shrivel and bones to warrant the chase. Radley. I reckon this was little more than a diversion for you, but surely you didn't think I'd fold to such a weak hand? And all the more pity that you assumed those airship parts were the only pieces of value taken from me and mine. But no matter. It's time to make your allegiances clear. If you and your talents intend to continue this farce, then we'll have it out, here and now. Well? Seems I misjudged my prospects. I thought these simpletons might amount to more than sniveling turntails, but I have neither loyalty nor affection for a useless cockatoo. I suppose I shall have to content myself with this reunion in itself. But you'll need more than clever bluffs to evade me next time. Of that, you may be certain. Those were some fine samples, without question, but nothing beats wearing my own rags again. Go ahead to the Parrot and wait for us by my chambers. We'll be along once I've spoken with our knight's most thorny. There's 10 minutes left. I may have to give up this party I'm trying to form. If we're at 3:55, I'm just going to cancel the party because there's no way I'm going to beat it in 5 minutes. Chances are really good it'll be 20 to 30 minutes, but I'm willing to start if it starts now. I love the fact that there's banks. I'm so easy to please. I really am. Fly to paddock. I'll tell them to wait here. Well, Urtana says all stolen property is accounted for, and finishing touches on our airship proceed apace. And according to the Rose Knights, the cockatoos will be shipped off to the Diadem, where they can enjoy volunteering their services for the betterment of mankind. That's good to hear.
Speaking of which, Captain, what is to become of the miscellania recovered from the cockatoo's hoard? I'm sure House Hellenarch will pay to claim their possessions, but as for the appurtenance of origins unknown...
Worry not, Puss. I didn't pocket any Ghibli bob I found with some pretty foister. We'll track down the rightful places soon enough, if my prediction holds.
Peter, is that you? Hi. It is. And you look quite as surprised as I feel to think we'd meet here among the clouds, and with Sky Pirate. I was just finishing up my affairs in Edelshire. Then who should come asking for me but Red Bill Leofard? Quite the thrilling twist to my day, I'll have you know.
Well, how did Emilian put it? She's got her fingers in more pies than a high street baker. When she was in Edelshire, I felt like snubbing fate not to enlist her expertise.
Well, I'm exceedingly glad you did, for I've returned triumphant. Allow me to present the most famous traveling portraitist, Duramer.
Portraitist? Oh, but of course. Among the recovered items were a number of singularly beautiful paintings.
Oh, I'm relieved to hear it. When I learned such vessel had fallen prey to sky pirates, I thought those pieces would be lost forever.
So you're yet another victim of the monstrous cockatoos. Still, a personal summons for the Perex seems to be the sort of social nicety to which the captain is normally intolerant.
I believe my presence here has another purpose entirely. You see, Leofard and I are old acquaintances. He commissioned me to paint that portrait, in fact. My beautiful daughter, Romaine. She looks perfectly at home here.
Beautiful daughter.
I, Durman's father to Lady Romila, the gentlewoman who cared for Leofard as a lad. He abdicated all family affairs to his son when he became a practicing artist, but he's still a lord in lineage.
You mean to say the renowned portraitist Durman is not only your grandfather, but a former lord as well? Oh, you must forget my blithe introduction from earlier.
Not to forgive, Mistress Tatteru. On the contrary, I'm indebted to you for tracking him down so quickly. Thanks to you, this can happen just as I hoped it might. Construction's about finished on our new airship. I wanted you here when I christened her. The Ramil will fly again. My dear boy, celebrating my mother's life with you continues to be my great honor. When you hung her portrait here, when you named your first airship, I could see the vestiges of her love shining in your countenance then, just as it is now. And we hope you continue to realize her greatest wish for you, to live as a free and unfettered as the sky itself. I know she would be very proud. A bit like Herd and Curls, isn't it? Getting us adventurers typed up all in one room, but well worth the effort, I'd say. Moments like these are meant to be shared. Right, I believe we've got a new airship to fly, and open sky awaits. Huzzah. Good to hear. Now this is an airship. With how she handles, I could fly to the edge of existence and back without so much as a hiccup. Which I hear on good authority is whatever authority Amaliani is when using his cups. He's literally done. I reckon I've never seen such equal parts awed and envious. So I'll assume the invitation was simply lost by postnoodle. Nay, in all candor, I'm certain that there are some skies only meant for your eyes. Escapades surpassing even my wildest imaginings. Oh, dear. Hello, wife. So chart the ends of eternity and the horizons filled with peril. Just don't think we've seen the last of what wonders these heavens hold. I'll come find you again before long, Peter. And I'll bring everything I always promise. A thrilling, heady rush of high adventure. Sounds awesome, dude. Okay. Well, I thought we were about to withdraw from duty, but I guess we're still doing this.
Though farewell may be bitter sorrow, know that it is but fodder for reunions most gay.
I need to get all mawkish, Furball. And as if Peter's dropping off the face of the star. Not permanently, anyhow. We'll meet again soon enough. Although Kate Sith is more liable to mope like a damp kitten till we do. I expect these parts will be free of half-baked brigands for a time yet, but should you ever find yourself in need of a red bill, don't hesitate to call.
Oh, thank you. 'Tis no small comfort knowing our ships may distribute their wares in safety.
As for you, Peter, we'll be in touch.
Indeed. Yeah.
Bye.
Triumphant exit.
Well, that was invigorating. Well, I love nothing more than to catch our collective breath over a cup of tea. Business calls me to Ishgard. Now rest for the enterprising and talented, as they say. Shall we, Duramir?
I persuade you to accompany us. I should very much like to hear of your adventures. Painting subjects I find personally inspiring is a particular credo of mine, and I dare say you've brushed shoulders with more than a few individuals of note. Indeed. Thank you for indulging an old man's eccentricities. Now then, perhaps you could begin with the adventures you shared with Cleophas and his crewmates. Zoomies. Welcome home, Morphy. Okay. Makes sense. I'm glad to have you home.
The Effort intentionally uploaded this in our direction, yes? Whatever could it be?
A show of goodwill from the Red Bills.
Oh, that's right. When Leofard spoke to me about finding Duramir, he did mention sending something along as thanks. Well, I might make quite the slight lugging this around to all my meetings, so might I ask you to hold on to it for the time being? I trust you not to run off with my share of the reward. A gift from the notorious Red Bills. You know, they're quite a nice sort of sky pirate, don't you think?
You could say that. It's nice, isn't it? Okay. Well, we are going to exit this party. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Okay. Registration withdrawn. And that's going to be it for today. So thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a wonderful day. I should be back tomorrow morning. We're going to stream all day again tomorrow because, hey, it's awesome. It's so pretty. See you then.